Welcome to another Insider Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson. I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. We're here in the bowels of the U.S. Bank Stadium, which is just a huge structure. I know we've gone on and on about it, but man, it really is just ginormous, but it's beautiful. Got all the Final Four motifs here around here in the tunnels. We're right outside the locker rooms. Man, a day away from Texas Tech playing Virginia in the national championship. And I don't know about y'all out there and you, mighty Joe, but tomorrow is going to be a long day. Today's kind of like the buffer I feel like I need personally, get some content out to y'all and all that, kind of take a little bit of a breather. But tomorrow, it's going to be a long time till 8:20 Central Time, till they actually tip it off. There's going to be a lot of nerves out there.
Yeah, to say the very least. Building a little bit already for me. I mean, this is for all the marbles. I mean, just to even be in a position to accomplish this and to do this, to have that sort of spotlight. I mean, this is this is as momentous as it gets in the game of basketball, and obviously one of the premier sporting events maybe in the whole world. I mean, the national championship game. That's major. So very, very excited, ready to see what's going to happen, and I'm feeling pretty confident about it.
And there's so many ramifications from the Red Raiders making this run and being here in the national championship. I actually got a chance to catch up with Kirby Hocutt earlier, and he said really that since they've never been here before, they can't calculate just how big of a deal this is going to be. But he said he actually was thinking about and talking with some other people at the university, and that admissions right now, on average, they usually get about 40 applications a day. And during this run, they're getting 180 a day during this basketball run over the last couple of weeks. So just that alone. And then he said something that was really interesting to me. He said, this is an opportunity for the fans and the people of West Texas as a community to redefine really who they are. And that really stuck with me because I didn't really think about it that way. But the way that West Texas and Texas Tech fans are thought of and just who they are, this is an opportunity to do that. And I thought that was really poignant from Kirby that he said that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's an interesting statement. I mean, you go back to if you ever watched like Olympic coverage.
Right.
And they overdo this stuff terribly, but you always have the athletes that are competing and everything, but man, they go on and on and on about the human interest stories.
Sure.
Where they come from, what they did growing up, what their family life, what they overcame, blah blah blah. And so the spotlight isn't just on the team or whatever. It's the same deal as the Olympics, but maybe less overkill, but still that spotlight is extending and radiating out from the team itself to the university, to the city, and to West Texas. So yeah, Texas Tech is West Texas and Lubbock are sharing in the spotlight, and to the extent that they can do so and control these things, put your best foot forward.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the game, the matchups against Virginia. What's going to be the key? Just give me a couple of keys, Mike Joe.
Well, one thing. That the more I think about it, and I believe that this is an advantage for Texas Tech, is that I believe Texas Tech is more of a multi-tempo type of a team. I think Virginia plays basically at one pace.
Sure.
I mean, if you look at what they do, with rare exceptions, these are games that are played in the 50s. That's what they're comfortable at. Texas Tech, on the other hand, they are a patient, deliberative basketball team, but you also have seen many instances this year where they get out and they outscore people a little bit. I mean, I think the classic example was beating Iowa State in Iowa State 80-73 to clinch a share of the title, and Tech can do that. They can get up and down the court. They can play at different paces and do well. They're comfortable doing this. And so, I mean, Davide Moretti actually said something about this, and that maybe they're going to look to push the pace a little bit in this game, and maybe try to score a little bit before Virginia can get back and set up that half-court defense. And so, I think Tech is capable of doing that against Virginia. I don't think that Virginia is very capable of doing that against Texas Tech. If they're going to win, it's going to have to be a game in the 50s or low 60s at the very most. If it gets into the mid 60s, then it's game over and Tech wins.
So you think Tech might actually try and push the tempo tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not like Showtime, LA Lakers, 1984 or anything like that. But yeah, they're going to pick. I think they're definitely going to pick their spots. and look to run here and there and just get it up and maybe a secondary fast break. It's not something that Texas Tech is known for doing, but again, you have seen it happen a little bit. They can do it. They're capable of doing it, and I think that's going to be a part of the game plan.
Now, there's been times throughout the tournament, and of course throughout the Big 12, where Tech has identified a guy like, we really have to limit this guy. Obviously, Cassius Winston was a guy from Michigan State. Is Jerome that guy for Virginia, or is it Guy, or is it one of their big guys? Who is it, do you think, that Tech really will focus on limiting? I mean, I know the whole team, but I mean, is there an individual that you feel like Tech has to try and neutralize?
You mentioned the two main guys. Jerome, who went off last night.
Yeah, he did.
And he without that, Virginia isn't playing.
Right. So did Guy.
And Guy made obviously the huge 3 free throws down there at the end. But those are your two main guys. And it may be sort of a deal where I'm not sure that one is head and shoulders above the other in what you have to focus on, but you're very, very aware of both of those players. And you kind of play it by ear a little bit. And if one of those guys starts to heat up a little bit, then you really have a game plan in place where you can kind of shift things over and focus on whether it's Jerome or Guy and shutting him down. And Matt Mooney's got to be a massive part of that.
Yeah.
I keep on going about how he's the best perimeter defensive player in the country. I believe that, and I believe you kind of task him with defending whichever one of those guys starts to do a little bit of work on you.
And then we got to talk about Tariq Owens' status. Obviously, he was injured. It's your belief that he's going to be able to go. I'm a little skeptical, honestly, like as far as how effective he's going to be able to be. So we'll have to see how big of a part is that going to be tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's strangely enough, I think that could actually be a bigger factor on offense than defense.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think that Texas Tech is so good on defense all the way around, and I think you have as long as he doesn't get in foul trouble. And Norris Odiase, you already have a superb perimeter interior defender right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got that kind of in control, and I mean, what are they going to go with? Jack Salt? Look, he's a perfectly good player, but he's not going to go in there and score 28 on you or anything like that. So Virginia is more of a perimeter shooting team, not an interior focused offense for the most part. So on the defensive end, believe it or not, I don't think it's going to be hugely critical. Obviously, it's important if you get penetration coming inside and they break you down on defense, then it's nice to have Tariq in there to clean up. Okay, so it is a factor there. But I think it's more on offense. I mean, points are at a premium, and Tariq has demonstrated again and again this season that he is more than capable of giving you 10-plus points, and he can do it from a variety of ways. I mean, he was hitting jump shots.
His mid-range has been automatic.
I know, and and it seems to be getting better and better.
Yeah.
So it would really be nice to have him out there just to provide that. And I don't know how much they'll be able to get alley-oops against that disciplined Virginia defense, but you'd like to have him in that mid-range game.
All right. Well, Mighty Joe, great stuff from you. Thank y'all for watching. One day away from the national championship. 8:20 Central Time, Texas Tech, Virginia, here at U.S. Bank Stadium. It doesn't get any bigger than this. It really doesn't, Joe. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time.